All right, so you want to dive into Dollhouse, huh? Well, strap in, because we're about to jump headfirst into some serious, mind-bending sci-fi.
Definitely mind-bending.
And from the mastermind behind Buffy and Firefly, Joss Whedon, no less.
Oh yeah, this is definitely Whedon-esque.
But be warned, this show goes way deeper than just slaying vampires or, gallivanting through space with cowboys.
It's darker for sure.
Way darker. Imagine a company that can basically implant personalities and skills, kind of like software.
Like temporary software upgrades?
Yeah, exactly, into people they call actives.
So these actives, they basically become whoever the client wants them to be.
Oh yeah, their clients are all super wealthy, and they want these actives to be lovers or spies or whatever their wildest desires are.
It's like high-end, personalized role-playing, but with some seriously huge ethical questions just hanging over everything.
Huge, yeah, and between missions, between these engagements, their memories are completely wiped.
Wiped clean, leaving them in almost a childlike state.
Yeah, it's really unsettling to watch.
It makes you think, is this like the ultimate escape or the ultimate loss of self?
Oh man, that's a great question.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this show so interesting.
It really is. Whedon uses this crazy premise to explore what identity even is, you know?
Right.
Like, if you can be programmed to be anyone, what's left of the real you?
That's heavy stuff. And that question really plays out through the main character, Echo,
Oh, yeah, Echo's great.
played by Eliza Dushku.
Who Buffy fans will definitely remember as Faith.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Echo, she starts developing self-awareness.
Which is wild because it's despite all the memory wipes.
Yeah, somehow she's retaining pieces of herself.
Which makes her a huge threat to the dollhouse, but also a symbol of hope for the viewers.
Definitely cause. If
Yeah.
someone can hold on to their essence even after being reprogrammed.
It suggests that there's something fundamental to who we are that can't just be erased.
It can't be wiped away. That's
Yeah.
a powerful message.
It is, and there are so many other fascinating characters in the show, too.
Oh yeah, tons.
Adele DeWitt, the Dollhouse director, she's like this morally ambiguous figure.
You never know if she's exploiting these actors or genuinely cares for them.
Exactly. And then you've got Topher Brink, he's like the genius programmer, but he kind of sees everything as just a puzzle to be solved.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to think about the human cost of his actions.
And then there's Boyd Langton, Echo's handler, and he really struggles with the ethics of it all.
Oh, he definitely does. What I find really compelling is how all these characters embody different perspectives on this technology.
Oh, absolutely. Some see it as a tool, others a weapon, and then you have some like Echo who see it as a prison.
A prison they need to escape.
And speaking of prisons, we can't forget the actives who aren't in the dollhouse by choice.
Oh, right, like Victor and Sierra.
Yeah, two actives who somehow managed to maintain this connection.
Even with the memory wipes, how is that even possible?
Right. It makes you wonder if love and loyalty can exist when memories are being constantly erased.
It's a testament to human connection, even in the most messed up situations.
Their bond really challenges the entire system of the dollhouse, which relies on keeping actives isolated and easy to manipulate.
It suggests that some bonds run deeper than those artificial personalities.
Way deeper. And then there's FBI agent Paul Ballard.
Oh yeah, he's obsessed with exposing the dollhouse.
He sees it as this massive human rights violation, which it is.
For sure. And little does he know his sweet neighbor Melly
Is actually an active named November.
spying on him for the dollhouse. It's such a crazy twist.
That twist really gets you thinking about how insidious this tech can be.
Because it can be used to manipulate and deceive on a deeply personal level.
Exactly. And it makes you think about consent. How can you truly consent to something when your memories and your sense of self are being messed with?
And that's where Alpha comes in.
Oh, yeah, he's the ultimate warning.
This rogue active, basically what happens when the programming goes totally haywire.
He's got multiple personalities, all fighting for control, and he even kidnaps Echo.
He's a walking nightmare.
But he's not just a villain, he's a cautionary tale.
Yeah, his fragmented psyche shows just how fragile identity is when it's based on external programming.
It throws a wrench in the whole idea that you can just upload desirable traits without any consequences.
Now, you might be surprised to learn that Dollhouse actually got a second season.
Despite the mixed reviews and low ratings.
Yeah, dedicated fans really rallied to save the show.
Power of the fandom. But it did come back with a smaller budget.
It did, and the focus shifted a bit.
It went beyond those individual cases to explore the wider impact of this mind-wiping tech.
We get introduced to the Rossum Corporation, the shady group behind everything.
And they're not just renting out personalities, they're after global domination.
And immortality through body swapping.
It gets really dystopian, especially in the unaired episode Epitaph 1.
Oh yeah, that one's a doozy. It shows a future where the tech has destroyed society, leaving these pockets of survivors trying to rebuild.
It's a bleak look at what happens when this technology becomes widespread and gets used for power and control.
And the series finale, set in 2020, is a real gut punch.
Oh man, it is.
Topher, the programmer, sacrifices himself to restore everyone's personalities, but the world's in ruins.
It's a bittersweet victory for sure.
And the survivors end up taking refuge in, guess where?
The dollhouse itself.
Full circle moment, right?
It really highlights the double-edged sword of technology.
Topher goes from being excited by the tech's potential to realizing the devastating consequences of what he created.
And it leaves us with that lingering question, is any advancement worth sacrificing our freedom and individuality?
So yeah, Dollhouse might have been short-lived, but it's full of ideas that'll stay with you long after you finish watching.
It makes you think about technology, our identities, and what it really means to be human.
It's thought-provoking, suspenseful, and surprisingly relevant, even though it aired years ago.
And it leaves us with a big question. If someone offered you the chance to temporarily become someone else, would you take it?
And what would that say about who you are? Deep stuff, right?
Dollhouse is definitely worth a watch, especially if you like sci-fi that makes you think.
It's a wild ride for sure.